वन्दे उमानन्दनं गजाननं
वन्दे उमानन्दनं गजाननं
सुरमुनिसेवित सुमुख गजाननं
सुरमुनिसेवित सुमुख गजाननं
सुरमुनिसेवित सुमुख गजाननं
सुरमुनिसेवित सुमुख गजाननं
वन्दे उमानन्दनं गजाननं
वन्दे उमानन्दनं गजाननं
विद्यादायक बुद्धिप्रदायक
विद्यादायक बुद्धिप्रदायक
विद्यादायक बुद्धिप्रदायक
विद्यादायक बुद्धिप्रदायक
सिद्धिविनायक पाहि गजानना
सिद्धिविनायक पाहि गजानन
सिद्धिविनायक पाहि गजानना
सिद्धिविनायक पाहि गजानन
वन्दे उमानन्दनं गजाननं
वन्दे उमानन्दनं गजाननं
सुरमुनिसेवित सुमुख गजाननं
सुरमुनिसेवित सुमुख गजाननं
वन्दे उमानन्दनं गजाननं
वन्दे उमानन्दनं गजाननं
विद्यादायक बुद्धिप्रदायक
विद्यादायक बुद्धिप्रदायक
सिद्धिविनायक पाहि गजानना
सिद्धिविनायक पाहि गजानन
सिद्धिविनायक पाहि गजानना
सिद्धिविनायक पाहि गजानन
वन्दे उमानन्दनं गजाननम्
गुरुदेवाय नमो नमो
गुरुदेवाय नमो नमः
गुरुदेवाय नमो नमो
गुरुदेवाय नमो
हे परमेश्वर नमो नमो
हे परमेश्वर नमो नमो
हे परमेश्वर नमो नमो
हे परमेश्वर नमो नमः
गुरुदेवाय नमो नमो
गुरुदेवाय नमो
ओंकाराय नमो नमो
ओंकाराय नमो नमो
ओंकाराय नमो नमो
ओंकाराय नमो नमो
पतिपुरीशा नमो नमो
पतिपुरीश्वर नमो नमो
पतिपुरीशा नमो नमो
पतिपुरीश्वर नमो नमो
जगदीश्वराय नमो नमो
जगदीश्वराय नमो
जगदीश्वराय नमो नमो
जगदीश्वराय नमो
प्रशान्तीश्वर नमो नमो
प्रशान्तीश्वर नमो
प्रशान्तीश्वर नमो नमो
प्रशान्तीश्वर
गुरुदेवाय नमो नमो
गुरुदेवाय नमो नमः
हे परमेश्वर नमो नमो
हे परमेश्वर नमो
गुरुदेवाय नमो नमो
गुरुदेवाय
ओंकाराय नमो नमो
ओंकाराय नमो नमो
पतिपुरीशा नमो नमो
पतिपुरीशा नमो नमो
जगदीश्वराय नमो नमो
जगदीश्वराय नमो नमः
प्रशान्तीश्वर नमो नमो
प्रशान्तीश्वर नमो नमः
प्रशान्तीश्वर नमो नमो
प्रशान्तीश्वर नमो
गुरुदेवाय नमो नमो
युगावतारा साई रामा
युगावतारा साई
युगावतारा साई रामा
युगावतारा साई
राम 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 साई राम राम राम
साई राम राम
राम राम राम सीतापते श्री
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 युगावतारा साई रामा
युगावतारा साई रामा
परम निरंजन प्रशांति रामा
परम निरंजन प्रशांति रामा
परम निरंजन प्रशांति रामा
परम निरंजन प्रशांति रामा
श्री रघुरामा Rama, Sai Rama,
Shri Raghurama, Sai
Rama Rama Rama,
Rama Rama Rama,
Sai Rama Rama Rama,
Sai Rama Rama Rama,
Yugavatara Sai Rama,
Yugavatara Sai Rama,
Rama Rama Rama,
Sai Rama Rama Rama,
Rama Rama Ram, Sitapati Shri Ram,
Rama Rama Ram, Sitapate Shri Ram,
Rama Rama Ram, Sitapati Shri Ram,
Rama Rama Ram, Sitapate Shri Ram,
Yugavatara Sai Rama,
Yugavatara Sai Rama,
Paramaniranjana Prashanti Rama,
Paramaniranjana Prashanti Rama,
Shri Raghurama Sai Rama,
Shri Raghurama Sai Rama,
Rama Rama Rama,
Rama Rama Rama,
Sai Rama Rama
Sai
Rama,
Rama Rama
Yugavatara Sai Rama.
त्रिलोकपालिनि जगदीश्वरी,
त्रिलोकपालिनि जगदीश्वरी,
त्रिलोकपालिनि जगदीश्वरी,
त्रिलोकपालिनि जगदीश्वरी,
सदानन्दरूपिणि साईश्वरी,
सदानन्दरूपिणि साईश्वरी,
सदानन्दरूपिणि साईश्वरी,
सदानन्दरूपिणि,
त्रिलोकपालिनि जगदीश्वरी,
त्रिलोकपालिनि जगदीश्वरी,
कारुण्यलावण्य कादम्बरी,
कारुण्यलावण्य कादम्बरी,
कारुण्यलावण्य कादम्बरी,
कारुण्यलावण्य कादम्बरी,
पर्तीश्वरी अम्ब शिवशङ्करी,
पर्तीश्वरी अम्ब शिवशङ्कर,
पुट्टपर्तीश्वरी अम्ब शिवशङ्करी,
पर्तीश्वरी अम्ब,
त्रिलोकपालिनि जगदीश्वरी,
त्रिलोकपालिनि जगदीश्वरी,
सदानन्दरूपिणि साईश्वरी,
सदानन्दरूपिणि साईश्वरी,
त्रिलोकपालिनि जगदीश्वरी,
त्रिलोकपालिनि जगदीश्वरी,
कारुण्यलावण्य कादम्बरी,
कारुण्यलावण्य कादम्बरी,
पर्तीश्वरी अम्ब शिवशङ्करी,
पर्तीश्वरी अम्ब शिवशङ्करी,
पुट्टपर्तीश्वरी अम्ब शिवशङ्करी,
पर्तीश्वरी अम्ब शिव
त्रिलोकपालिनी जगदीश्वरी
ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः
नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः
ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः
ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः
शिव शिव हर हर हराय नमः हर हर शिव शिव शिवाय नमः
शिव हर हर हराय नमः हर हर शिव शिव शिवाय नमः
शिव शिव हर हर हराय नमः हर हर शिव शिव शिवाय नमः
शिव शिव हर हर हराय नमः हर हर शिव शिव शिवाय नमः
हर हर महादेवा हर हर महादेवा
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 ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः
ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः
डम 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 डमरू बाजे
डम 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 डमरू बाजे
धीमी तक मृदंग बाजे
धीमी तक मृदंग बाजे
डम 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 डमरू बाजे
डम 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 डमरू बाजे
धीमी तक मृदंग बाजे
धीमी तक मृदंग बाजे
हर हर महादेवा हर हर महादेवा
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 ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः
शिवाय शिवाय नमः ॐ नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः
शिव शिव हर हर हराय नमः हर हर शिव शिव शिवाय नमः
शिव शिव हर हर हराय नमः हर हर शिव शिव शिवाय
हर हर महादेवा हर हर महादेवा
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 डम 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 डमरू बाजे
डम 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 बाजे
धीमी तक मृदंग बाजे
धीमी तक मृदंग बाजे
हर हर महादेवा हर हर महादेवा
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 ओम नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः ओम नमः शिवाय शिवाय नमः
चित चोरा यशोदा के बाल नवनीत चोर गोपाल
चित चोरा यशोदा के बाल नवनीत चोर
चित चोरा यशोदा के बाल नवनीत चोर गोपाल
चित चोरा यशोदा के बाल नवनीत चोर
गोपाल 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 गोवर्धन धर
गोपाल 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 गोवर्धन धर गोपाल
गोपाल गोपाल गोपाल गोवर्धन धर गोपाल
गोपाल गोपाल गोपाल गोवर्धन धर गोपाल
गोपाल गोपाल गोपाल गोपाल गोवर्धन धर गोपाल
गोपाल गोपाल गोपाल गोपाल गोवर्धन धर गोपाल
गोपाल गोपाल गोपाल गोपाल गोवर्धन धर गोपाल
गोपाल गोपाल गोपाल गोपाल गोवर्धन धर गोपाल
चित चोरा यशोदा के बाल नवनीत चोर गोपाल
चोरा यशोदा के बाल नवनीत चोर
गोपाल 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 गोवर्धन धर गोपाल
गोपाल गोपाल गोपाल गोवर्धन धर गोपाल
गोपाल गोपाल गोपाल गोपाल गोवर्धन धर गोपाल
गोपाल गोपाल गोपाल गोपाल गोवर्धन धर गोपाल
गोपाल गोपाल गोपाल गोपाल गोवर्धन धर गोपाल
गोपाल गोपाल गोपाल गोपाल गोवर्धन धर गोपाल
चित चोरा यशोदा के बाल, नवनीत चोर गोपाल।
शंकर 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 शंभो शंकरा।
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 शिव शंभो हर शंभो, शिव शिव हर शंभो।
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 शिव शंभो हर शंभो।
शिव शंभो हर शंभो।
शिव शंभो हर शंभो।
शिव शंभो हर शंभो।
शंभो शंकर साईशा।
शंकर साईशा।
शंभो शंकर साईशा।
शंकर साईशा।
त्रिशूलधारी त्रिनेत्रधारी।
त्रिशूलधारी त्रिनेत्रधारी।
त्रिशूलधारी त्रिनेत्रधारी।
त्रिशूलधारी त्रिनेत्रधारी।
शिव शंभो हर शंभो।
शिव शंभो हर शंभो।
शिव शंभो हर शंभो।
शिव शंभो हर शंभो।
शंभो शंकर साईशा।
शंकर साईशा।
शंभो शंकर साईशा।
शंकर साईशा।
शंकर 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 शंभो शंकरा।
शंकर 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 शंभो शंकरा।
शिव शंभो हर शंभो, शिव शिव हर शंभो।
शिव शंभो हर शंभो, शिव शिव हर शंभो।
शिव शंभो हर शंभो।
शिव शंभो हर शंभो।
शंभो शंकर साईशा।
शंकर साईशा।
त्रिशूलधारी त्रिनेत्रधारी।
त्रिशूलधारी त्रिनेत्रधारी।
शिव शंभो हर शंभो।
शिव शंभो हर शंभो।
शंभो शंकर साईशा।
शंकर साईशा।
शंभो शंकर साईशा।
Sai
Shankar 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 Shambho Shankara.
Om Shri Sai Ram, offering our humble and collective prayers, love and deepest gratitude at the lotus feet of our beloved Bhagavan, Sadguru Sri Madhusudan Sai, as we bask here in his boundless love. Respected elders, dearest brothers and sisters, a loving Sai Ram to one and all. At this juncture, I would also like to give a warm welcome to our guest, Mr. Tanmay Hegde, Chief Operating Officer of Sri Madhusudan Sai Institute of Medical Sciences and Research. Welcome, dear brother. We are delighted to have you here with us, and we pray your stay continues to be warm, joyful, and spiritually uplifting. With great joy and reverence, it is my humble privilege to now introduce our speakers for this evening, Brother Kishore Parikh and Sister Rekha Parikh. They have been ardent devotees of Sri Satya Sai Baba for more than 50 years. They had played an important role in the activities of Sri Satya Sai Organization Singapore, drawing constant inspiration from the divine teachings of Sri Satya Sai Baba. Over the years, as pioneers of the Sai Center, Brother Kishore and Sister Rekha have quietly dedicated themselves to Swami's path of devotion and selfless service. Through their active participation in bhajans, Bal Vikas, Satsangs, and Seva activities, they have lived their lives by Swami's timeless message of love all, serve all, help ever, hurt never. Their humility, sincerity, and steadfast faith reflect the spirit of true devotion to Swami by walking the path of spirituality and showing that it is not merely through words, but through loving actions and service to others. Both Brother Kishore and Sister Rekha are part of the Kode family who rose to the call for selfless service in the year 2014 when the mission began in the subtle form and continued to participate in the One World, One Family mission. Brother Kishore Parikh was a businessman and Sister Parikh was a homemaker, but now, upon Swami's word and guidance, they have moved to Satya Sai Grama Ashram in Mudanali. It is indeed a blessing for us to have them in our midst today as they continue to inspire all of us with the devotion and selfless sacrifice. Please join me in warmly welcoming Brother Kishore and Sister Rekha to share their reflections and experiences as being part of Swami's mission.
Our humble pronouns to the divine lotus feet of our beloved Swami, and Sai Ram to our dearest family in Singapore and elsewhere. I'm not a speaker, so please don't run out. We had always wanted to spend the last 5 years or so of beloved Bhagavan in Puttaparthi. And that was our dream, but that was shattered when he decided to exit 10 years earlier. We were blessed that when we were so much in pain that we spent about 4 to 5. We went about 4 to 5 times at spending in 5 months at the lotus feet at the Samadhi in Puttaparthi. And one fine day, Brother Yugu and Brother Sudha, they told me, you're going back to Singapore. Why don't you go via Mudanali? I said, why are we disturbing them? He says, no. He said, please go via Mudanali because it will help you in your journey. This debt, we went to Mudanali, this debt to both of them will never be repaid. Thank you. Really, Swami. When we went there, we were received by Uncle Babu, who then took us around the campus. And then after that, he brought us to Uncle Narsimurti. We spent about an hour with Uncle Narsimurti. And when we were getting into the car, he just asked one question. Are you grandparents yet? Now my both children, Trusha and Saumil, they had been married 8 years and 6 years respectively. But so far, there were no angels yet. I told them, Uncle, nothing yet. Believe me, after 3 months, we were back in Mudanali for the spiritual retreat. It was in December of 2011. And we reached at night, late at night. Early morning was Omkaram and Suprabhadam at Premdip. And after that was yoga. After yoga, we faced the field, which is now Prem Amritam. We were having coffee. My daughter calls from America. She wanted to talk to Rekha, not to me. Obviously, you can guess what it was. She was in the family way. Within 3 months, Mona, my daughter-in-law, Saumil's wife, better half, she also expecting. So this was like double bonanza for us, Within the next, I'm getting back to my normal self, Usually 1 to 1, I'm okay. 1 to 2 also okay. Within 3 months, sorry, I have already written down, but So in 2012, we had both Jaina and Krish. The words spoken by Uncle Narsimurti were very prophetic. Point to note, as I have mentioned earlier once before, if the saint is so powerful, what about the master? Fast forward, in 2014, we were in Kodai when we learnt of Bhagwan in the subtle. On that first interview, Swami mentioned to Rekha that she liked the room that she has prepared in Singapore for Swami, for him. And he'll be coming there soon. Within a month, he was already in Singapore. And at that time when he came home, he told, I'll be sending the 3rd grandchild soon. So that was in June, I think. That was in June. In 3 months, again, Swami was there. And we were together, and he says, 3rd grandchild on the way. Immediately, Mona went to check with the doctor on the way. And Swami promised that I will come and name the child. In Singapore, generally, before you leave the hospital, you have to name the child. Then your birth certificate is complete. But what you call, but Samuel and I think Mona both were quite insistent that Swami is coming to name the child, we will not. So you believe me, without 30 days, the name of the child was baby. That was what this one, Swami came home. Before that, what you call, Rekha said, we should not trouble Swami, we will go to Brother Ravi's place and bring the child. Swami said, no, 30 days is not complete, you stay, we will come. So when Swami came home, he asked Mona, what is the Rashi and all that. Mona gave some fancy things, fancy name. And Swami said, I will name her Naina. What is Naina? Naina is eyes. Not ordinary eyes, divine eyes. That is my third grandchild, supposed to be my pet. But Swami also, you see the tricks Swami plays, Swami had told Rekha that I will send a family like yours. Like mine means I have one daughter, one son. And here, two daughters. Instead of one daughter, one son. So Rekha asked, when are you sending the son? Swami said, no. The idea is that when you have daughters, the daughters are married away, and what you call their offsprings will be of the other family. That means you have no seeds in the soil. You have finished your commitment. What Swami said in Sanskrit, which I do not know, but I think Rekha will say.
Yogakshema vahamyamam.
Yes. One very important takeaway from all this is, when Swami says anything and it happens, and we have faith, is nothing great. But if he says something and it does not happen and we still have faith, is true faith. Because he was also playing. Like once not once, quite a few times. When I go to him, when is the thing? He says, round the corner, round the corner. Then once I told him, Swami, round the corner? If we have been going around in circles, Swami, this corner never ends. Now you understand, he told me. So basically, so the ways of the divine is, you cannot explain, you cannot understand. We have had no difficulty in the subtle, in connecting with the subtle, because we have experienced the subtle many a times in Singapore. We have been praying to an empty chair, actually. Every time we are talking of all this, but all the time Swami's chair will be empty and we'll be praying. So we have that experience, that connection with the divine from day one. Once we had a bhajan in our house, over 150 people, in memory of my father. And there were bhajans, there were 100, Dr. Banerjee Rao, I don't know. So what happened was, the vibrations were so much, I started weeping. This lady, Swami, in a vision had made her my sister. She went to the altar, she put up a hand, and Baba put vibhuti into a hand. She could see Swami. So the question of subtle, we are so blessed that we have got the physical now. It's really Swami. Ingratitude is the greatest sin. Please bear with me. I have to take off my glasses, put on again. I used to play games with my small girls, and they will tell me, Dada, don't say Sai Ram. I say, why? He said, because when you say Sai Ram, it's God's name, and therefore you will surely win, and that is cheating. One very interesting, when we go for medical procedure, like operation with Dr. Ravi Pillai, what you call medical procedure, you have to remove all your jewelry and all. And I had gone to the heart center for my heart stand, and they were trying to remove this which was given by my boss. What you call and they tried very hard. Actually, what you call, a few days earlier, I was traveling with brother BP Yap in his car, and this just came out like this. So, but after that I fitted it back, I put it. They were trying to take it out, and they tried. They could not take it out. Then I said, if you can take it out, I have no problem. These are handcuffs put by my master. So my son Swami sent a message to Swami that what your handcuffs you put. Swami said for all lives. It's not only handcuff for one life, for all lives. Sorry. But one time, at that time, I overheard them talking. Oh, this president, very nice laugh from Japan, I think. I'm not joking. You can hear in operation, they're talking like that. Wow, they're good quality from Japan. I think. You know, one very important, I realize how Swami plays, what you call, about 1997, we were, actually in the physical presence, we had only 30 years, 3 interviews. I'll be honest with you. And that was a group. So in one interview, Swami, I was sitting in one corner of the room, and suddenly Swami pointed at me, what do you want? I said, Swami, I want you. Believe me, Swami got up from his throne. You can have me. You know? Everyone started laughing like this. But then in hindsight, I realize now that God has offered himself. And that is why I am so fortunate that you have taken us, Swami. Really, Swami. Because you say, no, you have, is binary, no? Binary. One more very, very interesting thing. We were in an interview room. At that time, after what you call, quite a lot of opportunity we got with. And one devotee, one person, he asked Swami, Prema Sai Baba, Swami says, I will show you first day, first show. First day, first show. Huh? I'm wondering, now Swami cannot be wrong. And physical, Swami had mentioned, I'll come back after 8 years. I don't know whether, So he had mentioned, I'll come back after 8 years. So I was thinking, Swami cannot be wrong. Where is this? Then just recently, about me, it dawned on me that Swami left his physical coil in 2011. Swami had said 8 years later, I'll come back again. 8 years later, 2019, Guru Purnima, accession. This is Prema Sai Baba. The rest, everyone knows. The greatest miracle is all the transformation, a lot of work that is being done. You cannot imagine. I'm staying there now. I'm watching the work, What you call, I'm also watching the monkeys. They're having a damn good time. But thank you, Swami. Thank you. I'm also watching the monkeys. I know. They are also having a damn good time. Thank you. I think I shouldn't speak longer, right? Because I run out of so many things, but how to tell so many things from the heart, Then you all will also run away. But I think we should always be very, very careful. Ingratitude is the greatest sin. Very, very important. And when you get nearer and nearer, you get more into the fire. That much also you'll be rest assured. But thank you, Swami. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Sorry. She said I only speak Sanskrit word.
Sai Ram. My experience today morning only, I had gone for my medical checkup and for my diabetes. And the blood sugar was the best in all these. I am diabetic since last 46 years. And today was 6.8. It has never gone below 7. You know why? I stayed in ashram last 8 months, and this is first time. That's Swami's grace that I got this. And also when I was coming to Singapore, on my way, I had some other Singaporeans, and I lost my diamond earring in the flight. When I came out of the aero bridge, when I reached near the toilet, I saw, wow. Then I went back and we gave back my boarding pass. They went, they searched nothing. I came back home. We didn't lodge any complaint, nothing. We came home. It was around 8, we had dinner, everybody went off. And then at 12 night, in my toilet, I'm finding it. I think your grace, I don't know where it came from, but I tried my best, after coming back. We have so many experiences, and we are totally indebted to Swami. All our deepest gratitude to Swami. Everything He is in our life, He is doing for us everything. Thank you, Swami.
Actually, she speaks better than me.
A beautiful shloka comes in Bhagavad Gita which says, Shipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat shanti nigacchati kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati. Which means the one who remembers me, immediately he becomes a dharmatma. It means a good person. However he might have been, but the moment he remembers me, he becomes a good person. And shashvat shanti nigacchati, which means such a person attains eternal peace, not a peace for today and a month or a year, or in certain situations and then again it is lost. Not like that. Shashvat means continuous peace. Shantim and nigacchati means it comes to such a person, the one who remembers me. And he says, Kaunteya, oh the son of Kunti. Very, very important. The words that are used by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita to address Arjuna, he has addressed him by so many names. But here he uses Kaunteya, O son of Kunti. Remember, Pratijanihi Name Bhakta Pranashyati. O son of Kunti, know this and declare this. Name Bhakta Pranashyati, that my devotee never perishes, whatever be the situation. Life with God is not always bed of roses. People think like that once you come to God, everything will become smooth and hunky-dory. It's not so. But life with God is hope. And when I went to yesterday to Samil's place, I was telling, life with God is endless hope. Life without God is hopeless end. Because life will always throw at you the challenges. That is the nature of life. One day would be good, another day would be difficult. There will be cold and hot days, difficult and easy days. Nobody is spared. Sri Rama was not spared. Sri Krishna himself wasn't spared. But they go through what they go through, yet remain steady in their state of peace. How is it possible? He says, because they remember me. Shri Krishna says the only solution is you latch on to God, you hang on to God, you hold on to God. And that is why endless hope in all situations. So here when he tells Arjuna, Arjuna, you can declare it to the world, go tell the whole world that my devotee never perishes, because they're in the middle of the war. And the war is not equal. The Kauravas are much bigger in numbers. They have biggest of the people in the battlefield on their side, from their own guru to their own grandfather to the most powerful Kaurava army cousins. Even Krishna's army is on their side. Only Krishna is on the side of Pandavas. So it is the war between unequals. So there naturally be a fear in the hearts of people who are fighting with the Pandavas. And naturally there has to be some confidence or morale that needs to be boosted for those who are fighting. They are minor, they are smaller in numbers, they have lesser strength in terms of army. So he tells Arjuna, go tell them all that don't worry, as long as you're with me, I am on your side, you are on my side, you will never be destroyed. What an amazing declaration. There are a lot of declarations Krishna has given in Bhagavad Gita. One was, Rekha was telling, Yoga Kshemam Vahamyam, I will look after your welfare. Don't worry. But here he says, don't worry, you'll never be destroyed. Even if you are not such a nice person, but you have remembered me, you are devoted to me, you will turn into a good person. And you will attain permanent peace. And nobody can destroy you. Nothing will happen to you, don't worry. What a wonderful, wonderful declaration. We think these are all stories of Dwapar Yuga, some point in time when Krishna was alive, these things happen. No, they are happening now and here. They're happening with you and me and everybody else. Right in front of our eyes, these stories are happening. They might not have been written in Sanskrit, but there are these stories written in so many world languages. People are talking about it, experiencing it. And then I'll come to this word Kaunteya. Here particularly, there is so many things he has used for Arjuna. Similarly, Arjuna uses a lot of words for Krishna. But Kaunteya, the son of Kunti, why is it significant? Earlier he has called him Bharatarishabha, you are the bull of the Indian dynasty. Or he has called him Parantapaha, you are the scorcher of the enemies. Or he has called him Mahabahoho, you are the one with long arms. In so many ways, Varshini, Varshini is Krishna's name, but in so many ways he has mentioned about Arjuna. But here in this sloka he uses Kaunteya. O son of Kunti, listen up. That none of my devotees shall ever be destroyed. And why does he tell Kaunteya? It's a very beautiful incident when the life of Pandavas has been a roller coaster ride. You know that. Those who know a little bit of Mahabharata would know that Pandavas were born to the father Pandu, but the father Pandu was incapable of having children. But he was the older brother, he must have sons in order to continue the lineage. But he was very sick and fragile. His wife Kunti was worried what is going to happen to our future. And then she had a mantra that she had received from a sage, that she could chant the mantra and beget a child. And she invoked the energies of various gods, and that's how she got 5 different children. Like Dharmaraja was born from the blessings of Yama Dharmaraja, from the blessings of the god of death. Arjuna was born with the blessings of Indra, the king of gods. Like that, one from Vayu, one for like this Ashwinis and things like that. Now, this Kunti though wanted to raise all the children, but what happened before she could return to the kingdom from the forest, and Kunti had 3 children, and Madri, the other wife, also had 2 children. She did not have children of her own, but Kunti prayed to gods, and that's how they also got 2 children. And I'm sure there is science behind it. It is not as straight as just a blessing, but whichever way, they had 5 children. And Pandu was contented that something will happen, but Pandu died because of his sickness. Now from there on, Kunti's life was a misery, and a continuous misery. Because she comes back to Hastinapati, and then they tell, see, your husband is no more. So the next in line was Dhritarashtra, the blind king. He will become the king. All right, because there is no male adult, so fine, we will put the second brother on the throne. But he is incapable because a king should not be blind. How will he fight a battle and save the kingdom? But then Dhritarashtra pushes his way and gets himself to be crowned as the king in the absence of Pandu. Now what happens next? Dhritarashtra is morally obliged to hand over the kingdom to the Pandu's sons when they grow up. That is Dharmaraja, the eldest. But Dhritarashtra is so greedy for this throne that he does not want to hand over the power to anybody. And he knows Kunti is a poor lone lady, and Madri immolates herself with Pandu when he dies. That time there was a tradition of sati, where wife also would burn herself away with the husband, because in those days there was no future for wives and women after the husband passed away. There were wars between tribes, women were put to a lot of difficulty. So you have to imagine from the time and context point of view. Anyway, Madri immolates herself, hands over all the children are with Kunti, and now Kunti is all by herself. And a widow in that time, a young widow, of mother of 5. And life is not fair to her. She comes back, nobody entertains her, because Dhritarashtra knows her children are a threat to his kingdom, to his kingship. One day they will grow up and ask for their rights, and he doesn't want to give them the rights. That is his politics of the things. And Bhishma, who is their grandfather, tells them, please be righteous, because when these kids grow up, they deserve the throne, not you or not your sons. But then Duryodhana is also there, Dhritarashtra's son. He wants to be the next king. He never gets to be the king. Look at Dhritarashtra's greed, that he gets all his children destroyed, all 100 of them, but never leaves the throne. The greed for power is such. And Dharmaraja never gets the throne as well. They finally divide the kingdom, but they're also, they play foul, and then in the game of dice, Dharmaraja loses everything, including Draupadi, his only wife. So all these things happen. Kunti has seen miseries, untold miseries. When the children grow up, she thinks now that at least they will become king, and now I can live like a queen, mother queen, and with some comfort. Dhritarashtra and his sons, led by Duryodhana, they play foul. They try to burn them all in the Lakshagriha. It is a palace made of lacquer, which burns in an instance. And this is also the plan of Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana, to send them on a retreat, a forest retreat, saying, you have just returned from the forest, we will want to entertain you and we'll send you to this palace. And they innocently go there without knowing that this is a trick, this is a trap. And there, the idea was to set the palace on fire and burn them all down and call it an accident. But then Krishna knows. So Krishna sends a person who comes with a mouse trap and a mouse in it. And that is a symbolic way of telling Duryodhana, because there are spies around, that they have been trapped, like the mouse in the trap. And Dharmaraja understands that there is something. Krishna has sent a mouse in a trap. Doesn't make sense, this kind of message. But symbolically, in a coded way, he conveys that you are all in trouble. Then he asks, what do you do? He says, I dig tunnels. The messenger who comes, he digs tunnels. Dharmaraja understands. So without the knowledge of Duryodhana, quietly they house him inside and get a tunnel dug all the way from inside the palace to the forest. And that's how these Pandavas escape. And somebody else gets burned, the other people, and they call them as the dead bodies of the Pandavas and declare that, there is a statewide, we will lament and things like that. And Dharmaraja and Dhritarashtra make a big scene that we lost our brothers and all that. But that's not to they reappear. That time they're shocked, because they didn't expect that these Pandavas will come back. So again, Kunti is treated very badly. They're never given equal treatment from their childhood. Kunti is never treated like the queen. She's never given the privileges of the queen. And when they grow up also, they're never given the kingdom, and always people are plotting against them. Finally, as I said, they they stay away in a Vanvasa. That's when they find Draupadi, get married. They come back again, ask for their right of the kingdom. Then with great fuss, they are given a smaller portion of the kingdom somewhere. But then they play the game of dice and again get into the trouble. Again they are, exiled from the kingdom. Then the war happens and so on. So Kunti never had a peaceful life. That's all. I'm coming to the word Kaunteya. Why that word was used for Arjuna? Why not something else? So Kunti never had a peaceful life, if you look at it. But she was the greatest devotee of Krishna. Nobody to match the devotion of Kunti. She never lost faith in Krishna or in his benevolence. despite all the challenges in life, despite all that the children had to go through. In the war, they lost everything. They lost the Upapandavas. All the sons of the Pandavas were all killed stealthily by Ashwatthama in the middle of the night. Not supposed to attack after sunset. War stops. And the rule of the war is you cannot wield a weapon after sunset. And when somebody is not having weapons in the hand, you cannot fight. You have to allow them to get the weapon and then fight. But they knew no rules. They never followed one. And they killed all the Upapandavas. Actually, they came to kill the Pandavas, thinking that all the 5 brothers are sleeping, let us finish them off in the middle of the night. But unfortunately, that day, Krishna again replaces the Pandavas with Upapandavas, tells you go and sleep in the next tents and let the children sleep here. And he saves them all. Like that, so many places. So at the end, war is won by the Pandavas. All that has to be done is done, and now things are settling. And Krishna says, I have handed over the kingdom, made Dharmaraja the king. Now I must leave to my kingdom because I have a lot of things to do. So he decides to leave. But when he's about to leave, he asks everyone, what do you want, and things like that. And then he asks Kunti, what do you want? You have seen so much of misery and difficulty in your life. You never had a happy day. Ever since you were married, you had a sick husband who died, then you had children who never given their rights. They had to fight for their rights. All life you have been roaming in the forest like a mendicant without a home, shelter, food or clothing or any comfort. Now you finally are a queen, a mother queen. Now what do you want from me? And you know what she says in Bhagavatam, this mention comes. She tells Krishna that give me more troubles. This is very a strange request. And she explains why she's asking Krishna that. He says, because whenever we have troubles, we remember you. Sincerely, we remember God all the time, but most intensely we remember when we are in trouble, which is beyond us. So we remember you very sincerely, and because of you, you come to our rescue. Somehow you show up in the middle of the forest, in the burning palace, or in the middle of the battlefield, wherever we are. Somehow you show up and you save us. And every time I have your darshan, I am assured that I don't have to take next birth. This birth will be finished. All my karmas will be done because I am having your darshan. Without that, I cannot attain moksha, attain peace. So every time I have your darshan, it's an assurance to me that I don't have to have another life, another birth. No, I don't have to go in the cycle of life and death. So that is my assurance. So she says, Vipada santu taha shashvat. Give me troubles eternally, forever. Tatra tatra jagat guru. And what word she uses for Krishna? Jagat guru. You are a teacher of the whole world. And I know you are teaching that this world is illusory and you are permanent. See the word, usage of words. Jagat guru. She doesn't say, oh Krishna, oh Varshini, oh this, oh that. She says, oh Jagat guru, oh the teacher of the truth, you have taught me. This world is full of problems. This is ashashvatam. This is dukkham. And you alone are permanent. So I have learned that lesson. That's why I am asking you this. What am I asking? Vipadaha santuta shashvat. Give me troubles forever. Shashvat. Ever. Tatra tatra. Here and there. Wherever I go, let there be troubles for me. Jagat Guru. Oh, the teacher of truth to the whole world. Why? Bhavato darshanam yat syat apunar bhava darshanam. When I have your darshana, when I have your vision, when I look at you, what happens? I don't have to look at rebirth again. That is why I must see you more than anybody else. But the only way you show up is whenever I'm in trouble. Why? Because I remember you so sincerely that you cannot but show up and help me. Now look at the life of Kunti. And there Krishna says, Kaunteya Pratijanehi, O son of Kunti, your mother is so wise. And you better be one, like your mother. And know that whatever difficulties you may face, you will be saved. Why? Because you are with me. What a wonderful assurance. There are a lot of more popular assurances from Bhagavad Gita. But when I put these two together, the assurance of Krishna to the son of Kunti, that you shall not be destroyed because I am on your side and you are remembering me. And the other side in Bhagavatam, which is another text, where Kunti tells Krishna, O teacher of teachers, give me troubles. What kind of troubles? Permanent troubles. In the previous shloka, what does Krishna tell Arjuna? You will get permanent peace if you are on my side. Here what Kunti is asking, give me permanent troubles. Why? Because I'll have your vision, I'll have your darshan, and because of that I don't have to see myself again in this wretched world, which is full of misery and difficulties. This you are one solution to all my problems. That is what I want from you. She doesn't demand, give me money, at least now let the life be easy, let my children, grandchildren prosper and rule the earth. Nothing. She doesn't even ask, give me moksha. She says, you seeing you itself will get me moksha. I don't need to ask you. But to seeing you is very difficult. The only time I see you is when I'm in trouble. So I don't mind troubles because you are there with me, and that is the only way I can get out of the cycles of birth and death. Look at the loftiness of their devotion. And look at the assurance of Sri Krishna, which is beyond anything else we have ever heard of. And the connection and the relation between Krishna and Kunti. Krishna tells Arjuna, "O son of Kunti, listen up. You will attain peace and never be destroyed if you are on my side." Kunti says, "Oh, teacher of the teachers, give me permanent troubles so that I am always with you, you are always with me, and we are redeemed." The beauty of our scriptures is that if you get into a little understanding of it, all these are very practical. 5,000 years ago they were valid, today also they are valid. And many times people ask me, when we come to God, why our troubles increase? This is a very regular question. Oftentimes people come and say, we thought we came here, all our troubles will just evaporate and life is going to be one smooth ride. I said, then you will forget God, the very purpose for which you have come. I have seen that. The children, they demand something from the parents. And when the parents give them away, they forget the parents. They run away with the thing and then they are busy playing. They don't turn up unless they are hungry again and tired again, or they are hurt. Then they come back to the parents. The parents keep shouting, come back home, come back, let's do this, let's do that. They don't listen. Sometimes the world is such that it can give you that excitement for the moment and can take you away from God. So that is why some of these ideas are very important. Now why I am saying this in the context of today's satsang is not because Kishore and Rekha have not gone through ups and downs in life. They have gone through what they had to go through. Call it their lot, call it the karma, call it whatever. It is one way of looking at things. But what has it done to them at the end? I asked them, I'm shifting you from Singapore to Mudanalli. It is a promotion or a demotion? I asked them. Because people going abroad from India, that to a first world country, a rich, prosperous country, looks like a promotion. Everybody wants to go out and do great things in big countries. But here is the other way around. I'm telling, no, you live in Singapore. I know you live for 50 years or whatever. I don't want to know. You just come back. That's a small village with plenty of monkeys around. And they'll keep infiltrating your house. Leave a little door open and you're done. They will make a mess of things. But stay. Of course, it's a big... not a cultural shock because they are born in Indians, so they don't understand. But then it's a huge difference. And then their grandchildren, their family and all that. Then I told them, see, in life there are 4 stages. First stage is, of course, student's life, brahmacharya. Second is grihastha, you are the life of a householder. Third is vanaprastha, which is you must go to a forest and live with a guru or some ashram, where you do basic chores of your life, but most of the time is devoted to service. And the final quarter of your life should be spent in just meditating, contemplating and trying to get out of this cycle of life and death. That's all you have to do. There's nothing more to be done in life. These are 4 very clear goals. So I asked them, see, that is how it should be. So where should you be as per your age? So they should be with the guru somewhere away in the ashram and not in the middle of a city like this. That is how you should be. And he immediately caught the point. He said, that's fine, that's correct. And anyway, there's no argument. Whatever you say is fine. Sometimes in life, God does this to us. He blocks all the roads so that there is only one road left, which is to him. He closes all the doors so that there is only one door left, which is to him. He destroys all the options so that there is only one option left, which is him. And that is his way of drawing us close to him. And we sometimes see it as not being nice to us. God is not being nice to us. Our devotion not being blessed the same way as we expect it to be. But you never know. You never know. There might be a greater idea behind what happens to us. And this is the idea. Look at the lives of people of great devotion have gone through a lot of ups and downs. And it has strengthened their devotion, not weakened their devotion. There are people whose devotion has also got weakened and destroyed because they had a lot of desires. But these people saw through the game. They realized this is God's plan at work, not my plan at work. And God's plan is to draw me closer to Him. Because in some moment of devotion somewhere in some place, maybe Puttaparthi, maybe Mudanalli, maybe Singapore, maybe elsewhere, you have prayed from the bottom of heart, Swami, take us close to you. Let us be with you. Let us always remember you. Let us not have any other desire. You have prayed. Each one of you has prayed. And what does Sri Rama says? Even once if you have prayed, I will take care of you. He says, Abhayam sarva bhutebhyo dadami etad vratam. I will give you fearlessness, whoever you might be. Even once, if you tell that, I belong to you or I am yours, you become my responsibility. Then you have given up all the rights on your life to God. Then how can you even come back and argue or ask or demand anything other than what God wants to do? It means you have not given up totally, isn't it? So whenever in any moment of devotion, even once if we say, God, I belong to you, please look after me, I am yours and I don't have anything else in my mind, God remembers that. And Tulsidas writes in Ramayana very beautifully, he says, Raghukula Riti Sada Chali Ai Prana Jaye Par Vachana Jaye. He doesn't break his promises. Even if he loses his life, Rama is like that. Once he makes a promise, he keeps up. And if he promises you, I'll draw you closer to me, he will remove everything else from the way. Whether you like it, you don't like it. Why? Because he's fulfilling his promise to you. The promise of drawing you closer. So you will go through what you need to go through. Kunti went through what she had to go through. Pandavas went through that. Everybody went through that. But one thing that remained in their life permanently was not the troubles, but the grace. And the grace that brings peace. So when trouble is permanent, grace is permanent, peace is permanent. So you can smile through your troubles, laugh through your problems, and yet be peaceful in the midst of all the chaos in life. Why? Because you have grace with you. And the grace has come because you have intense longing for God and to be closer to God. And whatever it takes you to do, God will see to that. He will give you the strength. A quote is there, it says, God's grace will never take you to a place where His love cannot protect you. God's plan is like that. His plan will never take you to a place where He cannot protect you or He cannot take care of you. So there are reasons why we do things. But as like children who get quickly distracted by things in the mall and they forget why they came here in the first place. Likewise, the great big mall of this world, which has so many shops, so many items, so much on display, so many people shopping around, we also get very quickly distracted. We want this and then we want the next one and the next one because it's very quickly to get that. So when next time there is a trouble, you should rather say, oh, looks like God is remembering me. I have forgotten God for some time. He's trying to remember me and tell me, look, you've been not being very good, very devoted, very sincere. Here is a trouble I'm sending your way so that you can remember me intensely. That's why Kabir Das says, Dukh mein sumiran sab kare, sukh mein kare na koe. Jo sukh mein sumiran kare, dukh kahe koe. People remember God only in troubled times, not in the happy, pleasurable times. If they remember God all the time, in the happy times also, why will they have trouble at all? So that is the other way of looking at it. Remember God all the time, do what He wants you to do. Why will there be trouble in your life? Only when you lose that devotion, then troubles begin. So Krishna says to Arjuna, don't worry, the war is unequal. I know it is not the war that anybody can win, but I am on your side. And all the strategic decisions of Pandavas, Krishna takes. Some of them were invincible. See, their own guru, Dronacharya, was invincible because he didn't teach them all these things. He taught his son, Ashwatthama, using Brahmastra. He didn't teach Pandavas. Look at the partiality, as a father or a teacher. Look at the Bhishma Pitamaha. He had a blessing from his own mother, Ganga, that he cannot die. He is a Ichha Mrityu, means he can die as per his will. Nobody can kill him. How do you defeat these people? You had Karna on the other side, far better than all the Pandavas in terms of archery and warfare. You couldn't defeat him just like that. He was too powerful, and he had Kavacha Kundala. The Kavacha was given by his father Indra, which was impenetrable. You could not pierce an arrow through that whatever ways that thing he was wearing, a shield-like thing. You could not pierce that. It means you cannot kill him. Simple as that. Duryodhana had the power. What was the power? That he can never be. His mother was giving the power, saying that once I look at you, your whole body will become like diamond hard. Nobody can break your body. These were the boons with which these people were fighting the war. And I don't know how many more boons were there behind them. Each one of them, Krishna finds a solution to defeat them. He says, I will not fight the war because I am not allowed to. I have taken the promise, I have given the promise to the other side that I will not take up a weapon. But his brain is there, his intelligence is there, his strategies are there. So he keeps guiding them through the war. For the Dronacharya, who would not be killed because he had all the power, more powerful than Pandavas because he was their teacher. What does he do? He was very attached to his son. That is why he teaches how to use Brahmastra to Ashwatthama. And that is how he kills the Abhimanyu and Uttara's womb and all that. So what does he do? How to kill Dronacharya? He tells Dharmaraja, kill that elephant, he tells Bhima. And that elephant's name was Ashwatthama. And he says, Dharmaraja, when the Dronacharya comes in front of you, just say this, Ashwatthama Hatha Kunjaraha, means Ashwatthama the elephant is dead. But what happens, the moment Dharmaraja says Ashwatthama Hatha Kunjaraha means the dead elephant, our Krishna blows his conch and it's not heard, the second part of the sentence. So Ashwatthama Hataha means Ashwatthama is dead. That's all Dronacharya is able to hear. And he's so attached to his son that he drops his weapons and loses his heart and gives up the battle, and that's when Arjuna had to kill him. Bhishma Pitamaha, he can't get killed, but he had a curse. He had once abducted 3 sisters to get them married to his sons. His sons means his brothers actually. Brothers from the other mother. And 3 of them he abducted, but there were only 2 to marry. So the third one curses him, saying that you became the cause of my death. Because at that time, if a woman is abducted, she won't be accepted back at her father's place. So the third one kills herself. And she curses that I will be the reason for your death. In next life, that girl comes back as Shikandi, who on that particular day, Krishna says, today you are fighting this Bhishma. Do one thing, let Shikandi be your driver. Let Shikandi be in front of you, not me. And Shikandi protects Arjuna, and that is how, because Bhishma had a vow that he cannot use a weapon against women. So Shikandi stands there, and that is how Bhishma is getting killed. So also take the stories of Duryodhana, who wanted to go to his mother. Mother tells, tomorrow you and Bhima are going to fight the battle. And what kind of battle? With that mace. And Bhima had taken a vow that he is going to break your thighs on which you wanted to seat Draupadi and shame her. He had taken a vow that he will break your thighs and tear your stomach, and with that blood he is going to wash Draupadi's hair, which she never tied after that insult. She promised herself that till these people are killed, I will never tie my hair. In India, not tying hair is considered as not very nice thing. It's not an auspicious thing. So women are supposed to tie their hair. So, but she says, I will not tie this hair till I have my revenge. And what does Krishna do? Just when the Duryodhana is going to his mother Gandhari in the middle of the night, where Gandhari says, just come naked, don't wear anything, because I have not been opening my eyes since 45 years or whatever. Now that time it must be 85, 90 years. So the moment I open my eyes and look at you, I have so much power in my eyes that it will make you so strong that nobody can break you. Just when he's going, Krishna appears from nowhere. He takes a bath, Duryodhana, and is going to the mother's palace, all in his baby suit, the suit, whatever, the birth suit. And then Krishna says, how can you go like this? She has not seen you this way even when you were born, because she has always been tying a band around her eyes. How can you show up like this after having all been grown up like that? At least tie something around your, and save your modesty. So he ties a banana leaf around his waist, Krishna. And when Gandhari opens the eyes, she looks at Duryodhana from top to toe, but in between is this leaf. And she says, who did this to you? You are such a dance. Then he says, I did not do. Krishna advised me that how could you go like this to your mother? And that is why I came like this. She said, Krishna, I curse you. Gandhari curses Krishna. All your Yadavas, all your dynasty will fight each other and destroy themselves. It's a mother's curse because I was trying to save my son and you came in the way, which is not right. This is how Krishna had took upon himself also the curse of Gandhari to save Pandavas. And that is how Duryodhana's waist is covered, so he is never strong enough. So that the next day, Bhima beats him where? We are not supposed to hit below the belt. That is the rule of the game. Even today they say, right, you hit above when you do boxing and all that. But that day Krishna tells, don't follow rules here because they don't follow rules. Break his thigh now and here. And that is how the thigh is, he hits the thigh and the thigh is broken. That is how the Duryodhana dies. See, everywhere Krishna. Karna also, he couldn't have, been killed. Krishna does this trick. He goes there as a Brahmin and asks him for dana because Krishna was supposed to give away anything. And that dana was this, give me this, or your waist, whatever the shield-like thing, armor. And the kundala also, which also was a sign of immortality. He takes away both. They were his part of his body. It means his armor was not a steel or some metal armor. It was his skin, which had become so hard and strong that they could not have pierced it. So Krishna gets it out. That is how he's killed. And then of course a lot of other things happen. All I'm saying is that when Krishna vowed that I will protect my devotee whatever happens, when did he not keep up his promise? It may not sound as easy and cozy as you expect it to be, in the sense from the point of view of, there should not be any trouble, that's how we should be protected. There should not be any thing in our lives. But that's not how it is. Whatever you need to go through, you will go through. Why? Because that is the best plan at this point in time. We may not understand. We may think this could have been better. This could have been done differently. This could have been easier on us. After all, your God make it easy. But not true. Not true. The Mahabharata, that one story itself tells us this truth. So the idea is that at the end, what matters? In the final analysis, what is truly the achievement in this lifetime? That's what one has to ask. Is it all the wealth that one has accumulated, all the family, friends, name, popularity, position, power? Or is it just the proximity to the divine? Is it just that closeness to the divine which will take you to the ultimate doorway of liberation? Which is that which matters to you. And then you should be ready for that. And that is what I told our Kishore and Rekha. Whatever you have gone through life and lifetimes, yes, they are all part of your journey. And this is the stage where you come to God. And this is that step that you must take at this point in time. Whatever it takes, whatever courage, whatever you call it, you have to come here. That is how they stepped up and they stepped out of Singapore and they stepped into Mudanhalli, and then they decided to stay. And of course it is not as comfortable, or whichever way you can call it, but then they're internally happy, they're peaceful. Tell me, Rekha tells, yesterday I went to Sonal's place and I asked Rekha, how is your health? She had no idea because she never went and checked. This morning she went and checked because I checked on her. So she thought it was Swami's hinting there must be something happening. Let me go and figure this out. And she comes back saying her diabetes has never been better in 46 years. What is the reason? Just the peace that you experience. See, everything at the end is peace. If you have peace of mind, your body will respond to it. You will be healthy. Mind will be healthy. Body will be healthy. That is why we chant peace, 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 shanti, 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 because peace is such an important thing in anybody's life. We want peace in our bodies. The body should be healthy. We want peace in our mind. Mind should be peaceful. And in the soul. It means it is connected to God. That is why peace, shalom, shanti, call it any name. In all cultures, peace is so important. And first peace is the spiritual peace. That comes only from God. And from there, the other pieces follow. So all they have is, I can promise you is what? I cannot promise you prosperity. I cannot promise you power. I cannot promise you popularity, though it's very hard because you are anyway very popular, even in ashram now. I cannot promise you plenty of things, but I can only promise you this peace. That peace is your wealth, and that is only with God. You can't buy it in the market. You cannot borrow it from a friend. You cannot steal it from another. You can only get it from God. So that is something that you will get. Plenty of peace. And if that peace is something that makes you happy, that's it. Why do you need to worry about anything else? At the end of it, when you go to bed, you go peacefully. That's all that matters. Then you wake up in peace, and then you do your thing in peace, and that's God's, as I said, gift to us. So I think that is something that you can be very wealthy about. Other things, they'll come and go. They're all passing clouds. They won't stay. Any which ways, they won't stay, whoever it might be. I went to a tour of Karnataka. This was a dynasty which started Karnataka as a kingdom. Then this must be 400, 400 or 500, maybe CE like that. I do not know exactly when it was. But that dynasty which came up is called Kadamba dynasty. What did they do? They built so many things, amazing things. And today when I went there is not a single soul there to even look at what they have built. Their temples are in ruins. The God is never worshipped in those temples. Everything is, even the archaeological department is least interested in all those monuments. They don't even fund them to be maintained properly. And imagine, these were the kings of the yore who are so powerful as rulers of the very Karnataka state. They started the Kannada language. They started the script of Kannada. They built so many education institutions, water projects, and so many things for the people. A very powerful dynasty. But today, no trace of it. Not even, people don't even visit them to pay their tribute, saying that you once upon a time were so powerful and mighty. This is what is left of us after some years. All our wealth, name, power, position, all our reputation, all our everything. It is just turned into these ruins and dilapidated structures which nobody wants to visit. Because life goes on, people move on. You're not going to be remembered eternally. So best thing is just worry about what you need today. Don't worry about what you're going to leave behind. Today I need peace of mind. I must live a life that gives me peace of mind, period. And what is the best way to be at peace? Shashvat Shanti Gacchati. Get closer to God. Get closer to God. That is the only way to peace. And getting closer to God means getting farther from the world. That is simple as that. God is at this end, the world is at the other end. If you move towards the west, you will move away from the east. You move towards the east, you will move away from the west. So that is be a natural process. And this idea that no, when you have devotee, you will get God, world, both, somehow you will manage both and all, this is how you're fooling yourself. If he decides to give you the world also, so be it. Otherwise, there's no reason why you should think that way. Right? Otherwise, you will be living in fool's paradise, thinking that, oh, no problem, even if you are God, we will be the most wealthy. Maybe there are people, some exceptions like that, but not otherwise. When Pandavas after the war, hardly they were kings for some time only. 30, 40 years they ruled after that. After that, they had to walk away to the Himalayas because they were old, and Krishna passed away. And can you believe, when Krishna passed away, there far away in Dwarka, here Kunti passed away in Hastinavati. No communication, no telegram, no messaging, nothing. Kunti just passed away. And all of a sudden, and there Krishna passed away. And there was no communication that Krishna really passed away, because Yadavas had all killed themselves. Dwarka went under the sea, and Krishna in a quiet forest all by himself was killed by the hunter's arrow, which was again a curse from the Rama's times. And he dies alone. He has nobody. But before dying, he sends Arjuna, take all my wives and whatever is left of us, and take them all to Hastinavati and protect them. And Arjuna, thinking that he is such a big warrior, he will take them all. And he takes them, and on the way he's been attacked by a forest, dacoits and bandits, and they take away all the wives of Krishna. They take away all the wealth that he was carrying with him. Finally, Arjuna is left alone because his Gandiva, the most powerful bow on the earth, it doesn't work. He's forgotten all his mantras. He is not able to defend the wives of Krishna. He says, what has happened to me? What a shame. And everybody laughs. When he says, you know who I am? I'm Arjuna. He says, you Arjuna, we have to laugh at you. How could you even say that you're Arjuna? You can't even wield the bow, and you can't even shoot an arrow at us. These cheap, ordinary forest dacoits loot everything. Then Arjuna realized, because Krishna is left, so my powers are gone. Till Krishna was by my side, I had all the powers. Just then there Kunti passes away. A broken-hearted Arjuna, humiliated, insulted, disappointed, somehow drags himself back to Hastinavati. to tell the Pandavas that Krishna must have left, because he also hasn't seen Krishna leaving. But the very fact that he lost all his powers must be that reason. But when they go, the Pandavas already tell him that Krishna must have left. He says, how do you know? He said, because Kunti left. Kunti was so connected to Krishna, the moment Krishna left, Kunti just passed away. So we already got to know that Krishna must have gone. But now we hear from you the terrible miseries that you faced and the destiny of the Yadavas, which was the curse of Gandhari, which Krishna took upon himself to save the Pandavas. So what extent God goes? So when he says, Kaunteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranashyati, my devotee will not perish, come what may. Even if I perish, my devotee won't perish. See, Krishna also perished, his whole kingdom perished, his people perished. But Pandavas remained. Then Pandavas decide, enough is enough. We must hand over the kingdom to the heir there, and we should walk to the forest and then get ourselves, you see, reach God. So they give up everything. They also had to go to this. The same process is same. You give the world, you walk towards God. Those days they used to go to Himalayas and leave their bodies there finally. And nobody knew where they left, who died where. But today, very difficult. We are all used to some comforts at least, you see. You have to just give up everything and walk into a cold mountain. It's not possible. For a very reason, you might return the next day to the misery of everybody. So it's better that you come to a place where you have some comfort, some basics of life. And I say spirituality should not become a painful experience, you see. Those days are different when people really gave up, like Adi Shankaracharya walked into the Himalayas, or Bharata walked into Himalayas, or Pandavas. That's a different story. But today at least you walk into a good ashram where you have running water, electricity, and some basic facilities, and live a life of peace. That is the most important part. So this is an open invitation to anybody and everybody who thinks a time must come in my life too, like Ishwar and Rekha, where I should decide that, yeah, this is enough. And whatever has to be done has been done. I know there are so many things that can still be done, but we have to draw a line and say, enough is enough. And I want only God and godly things here onwards. So then you move towards this side. That is how things happen. It doesn't mean that you have to wait till that age. That is a good way to discipline yourself. You can come early too, or you can lead this life wherever you are, whether it's Singapore, America, India. It's your choice. It depends on how much peace you want in life. That's all it is. How soon you want it and how much you want it. So you decide. The more you want it, the faster you want it, the earlier you start on this path. But Krishna is there to assure you that don't worry, I'm around. As long as you're on my side, nothing will happen to you. You will be protected. You will go through ups and downs. I'm not promising you a smooth ride, but I do promise you that I will take you to your destination at the end. That is my assurance, he says. That is Yogakshemam Vahamyam. That is what is Moksha Ishyami Mashucha. Another declaration of Krishna. I will give you moksha. Don't worry, at the end, I'll give you. Or this Name Bhakta Pranashyati. My devotee will never get destroyed, never perishes. So understand spirituality from the right point of view. See, don't just read those euphoric devotional stories where suddenly things happen and things got better than what they were. Maybe initially just to incentivize you, God does these things to attract you onto His path. You suddenly see a lot of good things start happening, but then you finally reach a place where good or bad do not matter to you anymore. You treat them both equally. Neither you blame God for the bad, nor you praise God for the good. You are equanimous. You will reach a stage like that. Till then, this journey goes on with some good days and some bad days. But whichever are the days, you don't leave God, you don't leave God's side. That is the whole and soul of the teachings of spirituality. And Krishna, as the teacher of truth, has taught this to Kunti. Kunti has understood it very well, that now that I have got back my kingdom, all my miseries seems to be over, but I still want trouble to be closer to Krishna. I don't want these comforts of the palace. So this is how devotees are, the true ones. And there are other ones also. They not so true. So things like that. So you remember that and build that devotional fervor and that equanimity that comes with devotion. That is all the message for today. And this is based on the life story of Rekha and Kishore. Have I scared everybody? No. If a pilot tells in the plane, turbulence ahead, fasten your seat belts, brace yourself, stop having hot beverages, don't go to washrooms. Is he scaring you or is he warning you? He's helping you, right? He's not scaring you. He's saying, I'm in charge. I'm in control of the plane. Don't worry, I will see to that you fly through whatever turbulence. But help me and help yourself. How? Be in your seat. Fasten your seat belts. Don't move around so that you are safe in the turbulence. I will handle it. I will take the flight across. But at least you be safe. Don't make yourselves more miserable. That's all I'm telling. So this is all the guidance of a teacher is. I cannot promise you there won't be any turbulence. I can only promise you I'll take you through that. You will face some inconvenience, some small sacrifices you have to make to pass through that phase. But then we will be through it at some point in time. So be steady, that's the idea. Everybody is thinking, oh, so many turbulences in my life. Looks like I'm getting closer to God. Could be, you never know. Could be. But I always welcome whatever comes. It's okay. Everything. Krishna says, Yedadapi gamishyati, or whatever comes will go. That is the nature of the world. Nothing stays. So that is the good part. But when you come across devotees and you come across friends and they say, oh, what has been your experience? Don't keep telling only those supernatural, extraterrestrial things. You rather tell, I have learned equanimity. I have learned to accept things. I have learned to go through life as it comes. I have learned to never shake in my path of devotion and faith, come what may. These are my lessons I have learned because I have a teacher who teaches these things. That would be more important for me. That's why I reduce the miraculous stories now. They happen. People's lives are still getting, but they are in those early stages who need that incentive to move forward. Like the children, when I have to get these girls any closer, I have to incentivize them with chocolates. Otherwise they don't do things. But someday they will yearn, Swami, give me 5 minutes, I want to talk to you. I want to sing for you. I want to dance for you. When they grow up, they'll realize the value. Today I have to tell him, can you please sing a song? I'll give you a chocolate. These are the initial days of those miracles and those fairy tale devotions. Later it will be more of equanimity and your own steadiness on this path. That is how it will grow. Shantini shaking head too. You are also there as neighbors to them, isn't it? Yeah. Good. Lot of neighbors. Ravi Pillai, one leg here, one leg there. That is how he is. Anybody else wants to shift also, you can tell me. Anytime. Yeah, but you have to do, but you cannot just sit there. That's also not allowed. No? It's not like, oh, it's a nice, happy retirement life. No. Everybody works, but work in a limited way. And now you work for the ashram, for the facilities, the people. That's okay. That's how it should be. You can do Aarti.
सर्वसुगुण सिंधवे सकल सुजन बंधवे सर्वसुगुण सिंधवे सकल सुजन बंधवे गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमंगलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमंगलम् दीन दुखित पोषकाय दान धर्म प्रेरकाय दीन दुखित पोषकाय दान धर्म प्रेरकाय सर्वलोक हितरताय सर्वमंगलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमंगलम् वेदनादवर्धकाय विश्वशान्तिस्थापकाय वेदनादवर्धकाय विश्वशान्तिस्थापकाय ब्रह्मज्ञानबोधकाय दिव्यमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् सत्यसायिनः प्रियाय सत्यप्रेम विग्रहाय सत्यसायिनः प्रियाय सत्यप्रेम विग्रहाय नित्यशुद्ध निर्मलाय नित्यमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय दिव्यमङ्गलम् सद्गुरवे मधुसूदनाय महितमङ्गलम् ॐ जय जगदीश हरे स्वामी सत्य साई हरे भक्त जना संरक्षक भक्त जना संरक्षक पति महेश्वरा ओम जय जगदीश हरे शशिवदना श्रीकरा सर्वा प्राणपते स्वामी सर्वा प्राणपते आश्रित कल्पलतिका आश्रित कल्पलतिका आपद बांधवा ओम जय जगदीश हरे मात पिता गुरुदैवमु मरियन्तयु नीवे स्वामी मरियन्तयु नीवे नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा नाद ब्रह्म जगन्नाथा नागेन्द्राशयन ओम जय जगदीश हरे ओंकार रूप ओजस्वियो साई महादेव सद्गुरु साई महादेवा मंगल हारति अंदुको मंगल हारति अंदुको मंदर गिरिधारी ओम जय जगदीश हरे नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण नारायण ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण नारायण ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा
नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण नारायण ओम नारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम सत्यनारायण नारायण ओम जय सद्गुरुदेवा
ओम शांति 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 समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्त लोका सुखिनो भवन्तु ओम शांति 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 जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की जय जय बोलो सद्गुरु श्री मधुसूदन साई जी की जय